everyone, and welcome to my second live chat. Hooray! Now, I know that you thought that by this time I would have an amazing setup and everything would be looking absolutely incredible, but sadly, I tried to set up my live stream very nicely with my camera, with my professional camera, and sadly it went slightly wrong because I suddenly realised that I did not have the EOS utilities which you're supposed to use in order to set it up. So I'm back with a rubbish camera, hooray! I even think that I might have another webcam for like better quality, but I can't find it at the moment. I found the attachment. I did not find the camera. Anyway, I guess we will begin, even though we don't have, or I don't have the perfect setup right. So there we are. Okay, so in this video, I thought I would do a comparison between the Faber-Castell pencils, which come in this thing. This is the 12 pencils. If you get the more expensive option, because they have lots of different options, obviously. If you get the more expensive one, then I do think they come in like a really fancy box. But for the sort of a fancy box for the tin, I think. So yes, so this is the Faber-Castell with Polychromos pencils, and they're probably one of the most used, I would say, certainly on YouTube, one of the most used, and people love them, along with Prismacolors, which is kind of very popular as well. And a lot of people who use Prismacolors say that these are much better than those. But I've not been like an avid user of the Prismacolors, so I didn't do a review on that because I thought that would be unfair because I haven't used them to spray on. Whereas these I have used I've used them on my channel for probably over 6 months, I would say, which is quite a long time. And so I think my opinion on them has been well formed. And this is what they look like inside. Here's the box. And inside, obviously you get more than that. You don't just get one pencil. That would be a terrible shock to open the pencils and to just get one. But when I get the pencils, just because I do the YouTube drawing, I put them straight into like a basket just because they're really easy for me to use, so I don't have to keep like opening the tin and checking the tin. It's just I'm lazy. It's not that you have to do that or anything. So in terms of like, I would do live kind of scribbles, live tests of both of them. I might do that next video. It's just that because the quality of this camera isn't very good, I don't think that it would be necessarily worth doing on this camera because you might not be able to see a real difference. I mean, you will be able to see a difference, they're just not that clear, you know. So then we have the Caran Luminance, which is a Swiss brand. So this is the German brand. This is the Swiss brand. And I have to say for both of them, despite my review and what's going to happen next, what I'm going to say next, they are both absolutely amazing pencils. They're really, really good to use. And definitely the one that I don't like as much as the other one is not an inferior product. It's still a really good product, and they're very, very well made, both of them. So just as like a little thing, this is a quick disclaimer, so people are like, tell me off and be like, how can you say that? I've been using those pencils for years. Because I did use I've used both of them for months, so obviously I do have some kind of knowledge. But then I think everyone likes to make them. So this is the box that the Caran comes in. It's pencils falling everywhere. This the front. And this is inside. Now, obviously, it comes with more than this, so I've just taken them out. And it was a real shame to take them out, actually, because this box is really, really, really nice. It's not, it's funny because these pencils are really expensive, so you would expect it to not be cardboard, like you may think, oh, well, it'll come in a wooden box. But in actual fact, the way the box is made, it's just ergonomically so incredible. It just has an amazing feel to it, and it's not like a really expensive box. It's pretty much a thick cardboard, but it just reflects, I think, the quality of the pencils themselves. It's just so well made, and that's why I love it. So yeah, so that's that one. There we go. So I'm going to say what I like about the pencils first. So oh hi friends. Okay, so just a quick shout out to Zed, N, and Cookie. Oh, that's such a nice name. I love your art too. And yes, oh, that's so kind. You inspire me too. Thank you. That's so nice. And thank you. Okay, Cookie type. Thank you so much. Oh, let me just see. And hi, Mira. Mira's amazing. Mira does amazing art. Just incredible drawings. They're both absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, guys. So yeah, so I'm going to get on to what I think about each one in terms of the general quality, which one I think you should buy. So first of all, I just want to say like a quick thing, and that is that if you don't use pencils very much, so say for example, you're kind of like you want to have a better experience about pencils, colored pencils, but you're not really going to draw every single day, maybe once a month. Say you draw once a month or twice a month. It's just a hobby. But you want to improve your experience and create really nice drawings to show to your friends and family and so forth. In that case, I think that the Faber-Castell pencils are a great option. They are so pigmented. They're not very expensive. They're expensive if you compare them to like, you know, the $1 ones and the ones from Poundland. But like in terms of colouring pencils, the colouring pencil range, they're not the most expensive. So they're really, really good quality for the price. And I think that you have to wait till the end of the video for me to say which one I think is the best. That's like the mystery. That's like force people to watch this really long video. Oh, haha! I only say which ones I like at the end. You have to watch the whole thing. But yeah. So what was I saying, even? Yeah. So in terms of the price, they are very different. The Polychromos, I think per pencil, say if you were to buy pencils individually, I think it's about £1 something. You can shop around on Amazon and Great Art and Cat Art and all those shops. You could probably find them for about £1, £1.10, depends on the colour. But in terms of the Caran Luminance, they're really expensive. I would say about £3 to £5. I literally just repurchased the black because I just run out of black. In fact, all of mine are kind of running out, and I'm panicking because they are so expensive to replace. So, that one cost £5, and I got that from Amazon, I think. And actually, it was a great replacement because it's very kind of like the consistency of the pencil is really, really good. The Caran d'Ache, the consistency of both of the pencils of the Luminance ones, they vary quite significantly, which is a little bit strange. Like in terms of Polychromos, I feel like they're completely 100% consistent. So when you buy the pencils and you start using them, pretty much every single color feels the same way in terms of when you start drawing and blending, you get this same experience with every single pencil. Whereas with the with the you should follow me. With the Luminance ones, they're not resistant in terms of how they feel when you draw with them, because some of them are slightly more rough, and some of them are completely smooth, like butter. It's like gliding across the page. But some of them are slightly more rough, and so you have to kind of, you have to, when you shade, it's not as smooth an experience as some of the others. However, having said that, in terms of pigmentation, they're all 100% consistent. And in terms of the feel of them, so as they feel, like when you rub them, they all feel the same. So they, I'm sure your English is better than mine, Kimura. Because, even though English is my first language, I can't really get the words out. They all feel the same, but the actual consistency of them is not exactly the same. However, that shouldn't put you off them, because I still think that they are so incredible. And actually, I know this sounds odd, but I would pay even more for them. And that sounds strange because they already are really expensive. But I just think that the experience using them is incomparable to anything that's cheaper. I just think that they have the most incredible quality, and they are just, it's like if pencils were made in heaven or paradise, then they would be there. They would be there. They would be the king of all pencils. So in terms of the sharpening, so if you are to sharpen a Prismacolor, I've heard that they really crack and split. It's not obnoxious. Isn't that awful? The Luminance, I have sharpened them with the wrong sharpener. It's supposed to use the professional sharpeners, and because I'm so poor and poor artist, I'm just using the one that I use for the Polychromos, which you should never do this. But this is like my revolting sharpener, which I know it's a great sharpener, it's just dirty. But like this hole here, I've been using for sharpening the Luminance, which is a travesty because you shouldn't do it, because it's the wrong shape and everything. But it's just because I can't afford, I can afford, but I haven't found a sharpener that I know is going to work with them. And I sent an email to Cat Art saying, can you help me, because, hi, Draw Daily. Draw Daily does amazing drawing and like incredible work and just amazing. So go check out Draw Daily's channel, everyone, right now. And so I emailed Cat Art and I said, what sharpener is best for the Luminance? And they said, oh, we have this amazing sharpener. It's this one. And I was like, no, but I already have that one. I already have that one and I know it doesn't work. So don't lie to me. And then they answered back and were like, oh, we're really sorry. And then they suggested something else that seems just as useless as this one. So this is great for the Polychromos, but for Luminance, you probably have to use a blade or the one on Amazon, but I don't know which one. That's the thing, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. Which sharpener do you use? Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Because I looked on at least every single comment I could find on Amazon, and I couldn't find anyone who said that these worked. Even people who've reviewed this said they didn't seem to know. It was tragic. It was tragic. You can't really rub them out. No, you can't rub them out. You can't rub any of them out. Once you started drawing with them, that is it. It's there forever. Can't rub them out. Can't rub them out. I'm so sorry. So, what is the difference between the two? Now, I was watching it. You have to come closer because it's a conspiracy that I've worked out. It's not exactly a conspiracy, but it's me saying something from first. There is a slightly bigger YouTuber really quite a big YouTuber who reviewed, they did almost the exact same review that I'm doing now. And this person, I don't want to give away the names because I don't want to hate on them because they are really, really amazing. He or she said that having used them both these pencils, that they find a similar experience, and it's almost exactly the same. You know, the Caran Dash Luminance and the Faber Castell and Polychromos, almost exactly the same. You get almost exactly the same results. This is a lie. This is not true. This is not true. I personally don't think this is true. In actual fact, I don't think it's possible that anyone could say that, because if you've used them for a significant amount of time, they are completely different, and they're similar in the sense they both have great pigmentation, but having to build up the color, for example, on the Faber Castell Polychromos, you have to really build the color. You can't just do. It's not like one swipe and you've got this amazing pigmentation. They are pigmented, but you have to keep going. You have to really to create an opaque finish. Say you're doing skin, for example, to create that opaque finish that you want, you have to work at it. It's not an easy situation. Whereas with the Luminance, it's so much easier. I mean, you don't have to use up as much pencil because they glide. The pigmentation is much stronger. It's truly significant, and they are so superior in that sense. And also, they are completely different when it comes to layering. You can't really layer the Faber Castell Polychromos on top of each other because it's just something to do with in terms of the texture. They just hello. Hi, Willis Crabbers. Hi from Lithuania. Wow, hi. Hi from England. Everyone check out Willis Crabbers channel. Incredible channel. Oh, hi, Drawing Way, hi, Lubot. Oh my gosh, two amazing people too. They have incredible channels. So we have Drawing Way, amazing, so talented, and Lubot, who's so talented, incredible channel, and so much fun to watch as well. So everyone check them out. So in terms of answering this slightly bigger YouTuber who doesn't care that I exist, I still think that they, sometimes I get this is my slight conspiracy thing. I feel like sometimes that if you're a slightly bigger YouTuber, you're kind of waiting around to get, sponsorships. You're sort of on the threshold. You're on the cusp of getting something amazing. So these big companies like Derwent and Faber Castell and Caran Dash, they tend to be quite conservative with their sponsorships. But I think that, I would love to be sponsored by anyone. It would be fantastic, but I'm just, I'm small. I'm saying. But if you're like a slightly bigger YouTuber, you're sort of thinking, oh, someone is going to sponsor me soon. And so while you're waiting for that, you want to make sure that you don't offend anyone, that you don't offend any kind of big company, because you want to be able to get their sponsorship. You don't want to say, oh, your pencils are a load of rubbish. So you'll say something very diplomatic, like, yeah, they were both really good, and everyone's wonderful, and everything's great. But in actual fact, I personally think it's not quite the right thing to do, because in the end, an honest opinion really helps out the rest of YouTube. So if anyone is wondering whether there is a difference between the two pencils, there truly genuinely is. I think that the price difference, if you draw regularly, if you are really passionate about using coloured pencils and you know you're going to use them, and particularly if you're a professional artist or aiming that way, then I highly recommend Luminance. I actually think that although the initial price is quite shocking, in the long term, they work out, at least for me, to be more cost effective because I'm not constantly sharpening them because their pigmentation is so good. That I hope you enjoy your cake. Because the pigmentation is so significant when you use them, you don't have to constantly keep repurchasing. I repurchased the Polychromos so many times because it constantly kept running out. And there's also a problem with colored pencils in general, not just these ones, but if you can see the curve of the tiny pencil, they start out about there. And this is not just consistent with the Luminance, this is with every single one. Let me see if I can find a. So this is a Polychromos. And what happens is that when you get to certain points, like when you get to this is just everywhere, it's going to be so hard to clean up at the end. When you get to sort of this state, so whenever I reached about there on any pencil, they sort of become useless. So if you think about it, because you can't really draw with such a tiny pencil. It's just really difficult. So if you think about your pencils, you're getting not very much of a pencil. So it's kind of like you're getting about that much of a pencil, which is sad, but it's with all of them, by all pencils, not just the Luminance, it's the Polychromos as well. It's just the way that it is. It's the sad thing about life. I should try Prismacolors. I mean, I have tried them before, but not for a significant amount of time that I could give a proper review, so which is why I'm not reviewing those. But for daily, I will try. But I always think that in terms of art, I feel like you kind of get what you pay for to a certain extent. Like, I think that there are times when I bought a paintbrush, for example, I paid quite a lot and it's just shed and just died in front of me. But in terms of like paper, for example, and paints and things, I think the more you pay, and the coloring pencils, the more you pay, generally speaking, the better the quality. And with these pencils, I just think they're just genius. And I think that with Prismacolors, they're cheaper than the Polychromos, and I'm interested to know whether, out of the two of them, you can get, as Draw Daily says, they're cheap. You can find them at Walmart, 24 sets for 19.99. That's amazing. I will definitely. I had a piece of paper that I wrote down. Oh yes. So yeah, so the Prismacolors are cheaper than the Polychromos. So in terms of the whole buying for quality thing, maybe in that respect, it might be that it doesn't quite work. However, I have heard from a lot of people saying that the Prismacolors can split when you. Oh, my cousin! Shout out to my cousin. I have literally got. Oh yes, he's talking about how he doesn't know what coloured pencils are. They are coloured pencils. I really hope that I've enlightened him by answering that question. I'm sure I have. He always looks to me for wisdom because I'm older than him. And I forgot what I was saying, which is great. Yes, I use the American spelling sometimes. I spell them as colour pencils, so COLRLOR. Isn't that terrible? I've become Americanized. But there's nothing wrong with becoming Americanized. But I feel like because actually that's brilliant. But if you are kind of from England, you should write in the proper, correct English way. And then if you go to live in America, you can change it to write in the correct American way. But I don't care now. I just become. I want to be, universal. So I try to sort of talk in a kind of neutral manner. What? Is it wrong to say to spell color with COLOR? I don't think it's wrong. I think it's great. I'm embracing the international community. Big shout out to Ritesh Art. Ritesh Lakra Art, who's incredible as well, an amazing artist. Hello. Yes, I am British. My cousin just said that he thrashed me at poker. Let me read up the. This is kind of going off on a tangent. I was trying to keep this as like a professional review. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. So in essence, if you can not avoid been able to tell, I much prefer. Yeah, this is in answer to Lubot, who said, so you're going to stop using Polychromos. I still think they're amazing pencils, and I definitely will continue to use them in conjunction with when I've run out of the Luminance. But in terms of, I feel like with the Luminance, they feel like almost the Rolls Royce of pencils, if you like. They're so luxurious, but I find it hard to actually go back to using cheaper pencils. And it's terrible in a way because you sort of feel like you've been spoiled. Like I feel that I can just create something much faster with incredible pigmentation without that much effort, So I've sort of been converted. I've gone to the other side. I no longer am I using cheap art supplies. And I'd always say to people, you can create anything with whatever price of art supplies you use, which I do think that is true actually. But it's just that I've become, an art snob now. Oh, I had no idea. Hi, Zed and Kitty. I had no idea you were 10. That's so amazing. It's brilliant to start when you're really young and just create as much as you can. That's incredible. And it's such a great thing to get into. And thank you so much. Oh. So that wraps up the review. And I would just answer anything that my cousin has just written. Gemma, when's your GoldenEye Let's Play coming? I should not read out your comments because it's just ridiculous. People are going to click on this. It's like, yeah, great review, interesting review, and then they're just going to watch this and think, what on earth? So I don't play GoldenEye anymore. I never used to play GoldenEye. I was rubbish at GoldenEye as a kid. I do have the game though, it's just in case anyone's interested. Oh yeah, I would love to collaborate with anyone. I mean, I often get asked, and then I think let's do a collaboration, and then I just never get around to it. But it would be great to collaborate. It's one of the most amazing things to do. I know that when I type, it comes out really loud in the video, so I really apologise for that. Yes, we should definitely collaborate. Anyone who wants to collaborate. Hello, anyone who wants to collaborate, I'm up for collaborating. Actually, my cousin just asked me if I would do really that. No, but serious advice. Will you be drawing more anime art like from your name and other franchises? I have to say that I'm not that good at drawing anime. I wish I was good because there are a lot of subscribers that I have who are so talented. They're so good at all different styles, particularly with anime. I feel if you start anime really young, you can really get that proper style. Because I only started drawing anime quite recently, I feel that I haven't quite got the distinctive style that I would want if I was to do it. So, but I do want to practice more with other art styles. I feel like I just stick to my own style, which is obviously not good because it's boring. um, and so, yes, in the future, I shall I shall try to do more anime. But big shout out to everyone who does anime on my channel, subscribers, because you're all so talented, and I wish that I was as good as you. So yes, no, I thank you. A question from Bluebot who asks, I noticed you started doing artwork that is not from movies or popular cartoon characters. Um, are you going to start doing more of your own stuff or a bit of both? Will you stop doing it? That's a really interesting question. I, at one point, was going to do kind of all my original art. However, I feel like just a mix of the two is probably a good balance. It just became, it didn't become boring, but it just became, my channel was just becoming too much of the same thing. So it was just over and over again doing movie art. And I do love drawing characters and things and sharing that with everyone. So I do think I will stick to doing some drawings and things for movies, but I do want to just explore more kind of imaginative stuff. I think that I just don't want to get stuck into a rut, if you like. I feel like I did a lot of movie art consistently over and over again, and kind of just want to mix it up a bit. Sometimes you go on people's channels and it's just the same thing. Like, actually, I find that most people have a lot of variety on their channels, and I think I'm one of the people who just has the same thing. So as soon as I realised that, well, I have realised it for a long time. As soon as I realised, I was kind of just thinking, I need to branch out, further afield than just doing this type of thing. So yes, and that was a great question. It was really interesting doing my own art stuff because having done the movies, although I do obviously do my own artwork outside of YouTube because I paint and stuff. But oh, thank you so much. Yes, I did do a unicorn video a while ago. I think I talked about my worst teacher, meanest art teacher, and that was really fun to do. Yeah, it was really fun. His narration is always interesting. Yes, it was about teachers. It was about teachers, and it was a really funny experience. I had so many funny experiences in school. That was just the tip of the iceberg. I have a million stories. So my cousin just said versatility is the best thing for any YouTube channel. Do you have any art podcasts you recommend? Oh yes, mine. Apart from mine, obviously there is no other one. I don't really watch as many art podcasts as I wish I could. I think there is Bailey J is quite good, although I again don't get time. It's just one of those things where you run your own channel, you spend so much of your time and energy just promoting and on your channel that don't get time, and it's such a shame. I don't get that much time to this other channel, which is one of the great another great band of life. So, and I know we're both members of the Church of Entertainment as the Helga Tape. Yes, well, that's actually amazing. Yes, of course. But yeah, we do both have good taste. I think that my cousin was the one who recommended that to me. I'm sure. He has better taste than I do. But, so yeah. So I hope this chat was interesting and that everyone has enjoyed it. I had so many nice comments from people. It's just so lovely, and I'm just amazed at how incredible my subscribers are in terms of how talented everyone is. It's such a great community because when you exhibit, I always think when you exhibit in galleries, you my cousin is writing ridiculous things on my when you are in the art community on YouTube, it's an amazing thing where you can talk to people who are so talented. I have to agree that my cousin is incredibly talented. He's telling me that he's very talented. He is. So I think that when you exhibit in galleries and so forth, which I've done quite a bit, you don't really talk to other artists. You don't really tell them how much you love their paintings, even though you do love their paintings. Whenever I've exhibited, I've seen other people's paintings, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. I'd love to tell this person. But then when you get to the opening night, people just, they sort of, it's all very conservative. And I think people are a bit afraid to say, talk to each other. So people just sort of sip their wine, and then they look at their own work, and then they look at other people's work, and then they go home. And so there's not really much of a social aspect to it. But on YouTube, it's completely different. You can say to people, I think your drawings are amazing, and people always have such a nice response. I don't think I've come across anyone who has said, get off my channel, or just, I don't know why they would say that, but you do sometimes get the odd strange person. Oh, I think I might do actually. Maybe my next video should be about internet trolls and art trolls. That might be quite fun actually. So I'm really sorry again about this horrible quality, but I have to make do when we're poor, and we don't have an EOS utilities. So my cousin's written, get an iPod. Your dad's iPod has changed my life. Yes. Had to get rid of the Shania Twain. I don't know whether he listens to Shania Twain. I don't know how he managed to get that on his album. He listened to Michael Bublé. Michael Bublé is his thing. So, maybe he put that on there, but I don't know whether he actually listens to it. You should. By the way, what is wrong with Shania Twain? She's really good. Oh no, I hope I didn't put Shania Twain on there. You should collaborate with Magic Power, who is an art YouTuber if possible. Oh wow, okay, great. Thanks for the information. Especially me, I'm the most incredible and talented of all my YouTube subscribers. Koff, Brian Stewart Koff. I think he's passed away. He was absolutely brilliant art critic though. I really loved watching his programs. I thought he was hilarious. I was a huge fan of Brian Stewart. I thought he was brilliant. I didn't always agree with him because obviously he was more critical. But yeah, see, we have a fan of Shania Twain. See, Lubot is a fan of Shania Twain. I really like Shania Twain. I didn't know where this live stream was going, and so I was just thinking about like Shania Twain. So I might be back soon. I mean, like not now, but next week. And I'm sorry, this thing is jerking around a lot, so it's very wobbly. And an interesting question from Lubot. I want to know if there's any movies coming up you're excited to do art for. So I've just done a drawing of. There's this movie called Charmed. I don't know if any of you have seen the trailer. It's with Demi Lovato and somebody else, some other actors, because it's an animation, so they're obviously doing voiceovers. And I really like the trailer of that. That looks really fun. It looks like, I think 12th Night, the one where the Shakespeare, where the woman dresses up as a man. I think that's what it's based on. And it does look fun. The animation is not in the same league as Coco or the Disney songs. So I do really like it when movie when animations are made by companies other than Disney, because Disney has all the clouds, but the independent animations are often so incredible. I think that there was what was the one with the skeleton, not Coco, but the one before something. Anyone know? The Book of Life. Yes, thank you. We both came to that. We both came to that conclusion at the same time. Yes, so the Charms looks really good, and there's also another one that's come out, Ukrainian film that I just did, The Stolen Princess. I just did a drawing on, and that's probably, I think that's been launched or released in Ukraine. It hasn't started circulating in the cinemas yet here, which is a shame. Yes, I hear that Loving Vincent is a really good one as well. That's supposed to be really, really good. So, but I think that was out, Mark. No, Jamie. Actually, where is Mark? Mark should come here too. Oh, Mark. The Loving Vincent was out, I think, quite a while ago. But whenever I watch a documentary, any documentary about Van Gogh, I always cry. So I know I'm going to find Mark at Asda. Yes, living the dream. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And those are some I'm looking forward to. I'm trying to think if there are any others. I've been to cinema so much this year. I feel like I'm kind of updated on all the movies that have come out recently. Black Panther I absolutely adored. I love that so much. And I saw Coco in the film, which is incredible. And I saw A Wrinkle in Time. That was very strange. I'm not sure how I feel about that film. I thought it was so interesting. Interesting is the word I think I'm going to say. It was an unusual movie. There was certainly some great ideas, and a lot of the film was based in so to Lubot. Yes, I loved Coco, and yeah, Wrinkle in Time was strange. It's with Oprah Winfrey, and so she has incredible makeup in the film. So if anyone is into makeup and makeup design, that is worth seeing for that. But I'm also really interested in surrealism because obviously I'm a surrealist artist in my painting work, and and so the movie does deal with surrealism, and there's a lot of surrealist imagery in it. But I don't know whether it was a great movie. I'm still confused by it. I think there were certain elements of it that were absolutely incredible, like the images and the surreal themes. I felt it was a bit like that movie Inception, but the children. And as weird as that sounds, if you've seen the film, you will understand what I'm saying. But I feel like a lot of people haven't seen it. So hi, Dixit. Hi. I can't stop. And Dixit also had an amazing channel. Everyone check out this channel. It's incredible. So much amazing art, amazing movie art as well. So fantastic. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up now. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. It's been so amazing to chat to you all. I don't know how long I've been rambling on for. It feels like not very long, but like last time it was 4 minutes, and it felt like I'd only been there. Oh, there is actually a timer thing here. Like if I could actually use my eyes. It's almost 44 minutes. Wow! Oh my gosh! And you know what? I can talk for a lot longer than this. I'm not even tired. So yeah, thank you so much to my cousin and to everyone, all my amazing art subscribers. You guys are fantastic. And Jamie, thank you so much for joining me too. And yes, thank you so much. It's been great to have you. And I will resurrect the GoldenEye so that my cousin can play it. So that next time on my live stream, he will say about his experiences. And my cousin has just written, Gemma can talk for more than 45 minutes. can confirm. She never shuts up. I'm kidding. Please don't shoot me. And I'm seeing Jamie next week, so he will pay for that. So yes, you're not getting any cake. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, so I thank you everyone for joining me, and I will see you all guys all next week. I think I'm probably going to be back on the weekend again because obviously that's when I think most people are online, and I have pretty much no life, so I'll be here. So yeah, and take care, guys, and I will speak to you guys very soon. And I hope you enjoyed the review as well. Let me know also. Give me an update in the description in the comments. Even though this video is over, in the comments, if you made it to this far, let me know which pencil you prefer. Polychromos, Caran, some other foreign pencil that I've never heard of. You know, let me know. So yeah, and I'll speak to you guys soon. And take care. Bye. Sorry, I have a persistent internet troll called my cousin. And thank you so much, everyone.